And how's it going? It's a
Doing
wonderful day.
good.
Sounds good to
Stop
me.
now.
You'll make host that
Coming down
StarCitizen.
with a nice head cold.
Oh, great.
That's
Nasally on the mic. Hey,
Yeah,
guys.
sound like you have a bit of a cold going on there, Ion.
Yeah, well, it just means I'm drugged up on the Dayquils.
Dear Lord.
The thing is the math wheel just doesn't stop turning. Been doing homework all day.
Alrighty,
I
and
figured
we
it'll
are
help.
live, guys.
All right, welcome to Station 42. I am your infamous host, Adrian Malik, and with me today is our co-host,
Traz Ion, the overly studious. It be raining books up in here.
Math Nerd.
That's some pretty heavy stuff, man. I'm Godric, Station 42's technical lead. May your life too be filled with books out of the sky.
I think I'll pass on that might hurt. Today's show is brought to you in part by...
Need a form of biological protection that's as stylish as it is effective? Try Lion's Elegant Omniscient Halo, or Leo for short.
Leo.
Used by Xi'an diplomats and corporate executives alike, the Leo detects any toxins that may have been forcibly or accidentally introduced into your body. So whether you're the pirate king living on the edge of the law, or a dark and dirty politician fighting for Vandal rights, who does
Yar
that?
still.
The Leo keeps you safe while delivering in elegance. Make the right choice. Choose Leo.
Leo. Additionally, our broadcast is supported in part by the Star Citizen Facebook community, aka Ready Player One, the Star Citizen subreddit, Twitch, Twitter, and of course the amazing people at CIG who keep the community thriving. If you're a backer or about to be, or if you know somebody that wants to be, or if you think your Aunt Edna really who lives in a basement wants to be, sign her up. This is the show that you need to listen to. So sit down, buckle up, and enjoy the tilted spin of Station 42.
I just want to know who supports Vandal rights.
The people that are on the Vandal left.
Hey, Vandal are people too.
They have feelings.
So, and our show is also has creative support by Mr. Irv Nation. May he always shoot first. I'd also like to mention, hey guys, if you're skilled in digital media and you want to be a part of our team, Station 42, we're a project and we can use your help. Shoot us your details and we'll see what we can do.
All right, and today I'd like to introduce our special guest, Mr. Zeke Ruba, the fellow Star Citizen, killing it all the way up from Columbus, Ohio. How's it going, Zeke?
Hey, I'm pretty
Yo,
good. Thanks
Zeke.
for having me tonight.
Good to have
Anytime,
you
man.
on, Killer. Yeah, so I guess the news has been pretty light this week, but usually that means good things are happening behind the scenes, or at least I'd like to believe that. And usually it pays off too. With all the potential features, shits, goodies that are beckoning from just around tomorrow, it's still hard not to eat and sleep the hype dream. Oh man, there's so much coming. Anyways, on that note, I'm pretty excited to hear mentioned in the dev stream that the DirectX 12 is apparently they mentioned that it's going to be happening either now or soon in Germany, so that's kind of exciting.
Now, we've been reminded that it isn't compatible, isn't necessarily the same as native, so you need to hang on, just take your time. Even so, every step in the direction means better performance, better system specs. It's going to push a lot more, and that's something that will positively affect both the individual as well as the community.
That's a good point, man. What do you guys think about the tech backend of DX12 integration?
I'm all for it.
Can't really
Yeah.
say too much about it. I mean, what little I've read, it definitely sounds like there's some very exciting stuff to come, especially being able to run like one NVIDIA card and one AMD card even.
Yeah,
And
I think that's probably the most exciting thing about it that I'd heard. And I mean,
Yeah.
that just sounds like a fantasy, you know. But I mean,
exactly, yeah.
I just want to have a computer with like 10 video cards.
I think
Oh,
it's going
boy.
to be a giant step in the right direction. I mean, I remember the jump from DX9 to 10 or was it 10 to 11? I can't remember. No, 9 to 10 was pretty revolutionary, and it seems that the jump from DX11 to 12 is going to be even more profound than that last leap that we took.
What's your thoughts on it, Zeke?
Just to weigh in real fast. You already said it, it's really just going to make the game run more smoother. So I think it's going to allow. I mean, this minimum specs will still be there, and they obviously will never be affected. But I think will allow people with lower end computers to be able to play, like especially Star Citizen and any other game in the future. So
Yeah,
I'm
that's
100%
definitely
down for it.
yeah, it's definitely good news. I mean, Star Citizen so far has definitely played on lower end systems than I think people originally expected, and I gotta admit, I think the as much as I can be a little bit of an elitist, and I wanted to make sure that Star Citizen was designed for top end computers because I'm tired of having my high end computer ignored.
I'm
But the
raising my
truth
hand on my
is,
side.
yeah, the truth is though, is the game's going to benefit by having more people able to play it.
Yeah,
Like
definitely.
me.
Yeah. So all that being said, man, Zeke, what kind of behind the scene features that aren't normally the big headliners? What are you most looking forward to improve your game experience?
Really, it's just going to be optimization. Like in my organization, I have a range of players from top end, and I'm going to hit this more than not, is performance. And a lot of people in my organization, some people have high end computers, some people do not. And this, with the optimization, I think it's going to. I mean, there's a lot of hubbub on our group and on a lot of different forums of tech specs, and you're going to need to upgrade your computer. And I truly don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. Once they're done with the actual optimization, we get further down into beta, and I guess even towards the end of alpha, we're going to be golden. And that's my biggest, um, expectation.
Yeah,
I'm
I
looking.
can see that.
I'm really
But
looking forward to optimizations. I'm sorry. The quicker they can get that in there, the happier I'll be because I can play Arena Commander, but I can't race, and I cannot enjoy the universe. I can play in the universe, but I really can't. 5 frames isn't really going to be combat efficient.
Ouch, yeah. And that's what I'm getting a lot from my organization and a lot of my coworkers is they're putting the game off until beta, and I'm sitting over here posting video after video, and they all hate me because I'm like, yeah, best game ever, and they're getting 5 frames per second.
Way to make friends.
Exactly.
At least you have coworkers that play with you, man. I had a hard time finding people in the real
What?
world that actually want to get in
What?
on that section.
You have a computer and you play games on it? What?
What? Unheard of.
Blasphemy. All right. Regarding the current big ticket features of the near future, what do you guys think about the Starfare being ready for the hangar? I'm excited.
I love it.
Love it.
Yeah, I mean, basically gonna be a space trucker hauling fuel. Um, I don't know
10-4.
if that's like super. I don't know if that would be like this super exciting thing for me to do, but it's definitely gonna generate a lot of money for
Hey,
whoever
e-
is hauling the fuel.
yeah,
I
well,
just
no,
want to watch.
more than that, even as a combat pilot, man, that means that's your paycheck right there, running security.
Yeah,
But
that's true.
True.
see, I
Well,
want to
yeah,
I want to run
yeah.
into Goddard, and I want to hear like Leonard Skinner blasting out the comm link.
I believe it.
It would be funny. I'm sorry.
To be honest, I just want to see the thing explode with all the fuel in its hull. Like I hope
Oh,
they
hell
really,
yeah.
Oh.
really make that amazing looking.
I got a
No,
better
maybe
man,
the
dude,
idea.
sun.
I'm
Strap
filling
that
my
on the-
tank. I'm not filling my tanks up with fuel because you can fill them up with food, right? So I'm gonna fill them up with liquid donuts. So when you blow up my ship, it's gonna be a party.
Dude, you missed out. I already got the liquid bacon copyright.
Well, and I was reading something just a week or two ago about why anyone would want the Starfare, and basically saying, well, with stations like Cryastro, I mean, why would you need a Starfare anywhere? You can just go and fill up your fuel there.
Yeah, but that's
Not
magic.
realizing how does the fuel get to the star station in the first place?
right?
Well, not just that. I mean, Chris Roberts even hit in one of the 10 for the chairman. He in the PU, they're going to be there, but he says in the actual universe, there's going to be less and less of those. He wants more player-to-player interactions, and then also, like you said, that fuel needs to be created by somebody.
Right.
I
Right,
just
it's
want
got,
to
it's got
strap
to
one
be
on top of
harvested,
an
it's got to
Idris.
be refined, it's got to be delivered. So even if you have those stations, just because the station exists doesn't mean it's got fuel in its tanks.
What you do is you fill them up full of milk, and then you can say you're like dairy farms. You pasteurize milk because the damn thing looks like a sea cow. I'm sorry, I just don't like this
skin
shit.
it that way.
I just don't like the look of it. I mean, everything else I'm great.
It looks like a buffalo.
It does. It does.
A little bit, yeah. I actually say that, yeah.
Yeah,
Have
with
you
6
guys?
balls.
So we're talking about it, but who here actually has one?
Not
I do. Oh, I actually do, but I decided to go with the Gemini version, and it was kind of really sad that I'm not going to get that variant in my hangar when it releases on day one. So I may have to
Oh,
find somebody.
So refresh my memory here. What's the difference in the versions
Well,
there?
one is stock, one is militant.
Basically, the ship is almost exactly the same. Like it'll have the same insides and whatnot, but I think the Gemini has larger armor plates, so it'll be tougher to blow up.
Oh, okay.
Which-
Well,
Okay.
it's more than that. It's armor plates. It's got like an extra man turret emplacement.
Mhm.
It loses some functionality. I think it gives up its ability to refine fuel, and
I didn't
it
read
loses
that.
like 33% of its overall fuel hauling capacity. And that, I don't know, man. That I have both, but that really kind of scares me because I feel like that's the ship's primary role. To give up a third of your primary role in order to have
Yeah, that
just
is a lot.
a little bit
But
more.
to be able to go into a hot zone though, where people want it the most, you can charge a hell of a premium.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, if your organization is deep embedded, who else is going to go out there? Not your normal Starfarer, but I may do it at a
Well,
premium.
why not though? I mean, if you look at the actual difference in survivability between that one extra turret and a little extra armor compared to having to say make an extra trip every 4 trips to make up for the reduced capacity. Like I'd rather
Okay.
put that money
True.
into
Okay, this is
into a
SIG we're talking about here,
superior-
though. A little extra, if anything, is usually a quantum leap. Just a little bit of a nerf. Okay, why am I
True.
sliding everywhere?
But see, like when I read into it, I didn't actually read the lack of refinery and the less of the thing. All I read was like it loses agility and a couple other things just because it's heavier.
Well, see, that would make sense to me if they tweak. I mean, obviously armor should affect mass, and mass should affect speed because Star Citizen has to have speed caps.
Right.
But like like removing the tanker capacity, that just I don't know.
Let's talk about that
Yeah.
hangar for a second. I'm wanting to know, basically, are they adding another slot, or are they just making it a bigger ceiling? What are they doing to the hangars?
I don't know. I saw a screenshot, but I don't know if it's indicative of like the final product. It looked like all they did was widen it and maybe lift it a little.
Oh man, come on!
I know, so much opportunity.
It's like I just want a 6 silo so I can have all my ships on one playing field.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Yeah, I don't necessarily want to park everything outside.
Well, I was kind of hoping that what they would have done would have made the asteroid hangar have an outdoor scaffolding.
Yes, please.
On the,
Thank you.
on the side of an
Yeah.
asteroid and inside where you kind of fly into it and park it. I mean, even if you can't take off from it, but you could walk out on some scaffolding, have your energy shields and keep your atmosphere in, and
Totally.
walk around your ship.
I think I'm going to make you happy. I think Chris Roberts actually hit that, and he said that the asteroid bases will actually have like a safe bubble around the hangar on the outside, so like the really big ships can still be parked there, and you can
Right.
still view them, and it'll be still safe. But in lore-wise, it's not landing anywhere or going inside anything because an Idris won't fit inside.
Right. I guess I was just surprised that they just went, instead of doing that now, they went ahead and went with the easy, let's just, make this a little bit bigger with what we already have. Which begs the question, are they going to do it so each of the 4 hangars can house the Starfarer? Or is it just going to be just the Revel in York?
Well, which hangar comes with the Starfarer? I would say that would be your first lead.
That's a good point. Well, anyways, the
Yeah.
hangar stuff definitely makes me happy overall. But speaking of changes in the hangar, they seem to be prepping the holo table for some of the up and coming features. Have you guys had any experience with the new functionality we've gotten in the interim?
It's bright.
It's shiny.
Um, I haven't really noticed much difference, to be honest. The only thing that I noticed, and that may have been in a previous iteration as well, is when I when I added a different missile rack into different ships. Now loading missiles in some cases is easier because the slot in which to place the missile will actually pop up as a bubble.
Yeah, yeah.
But that only happens on some ships. It's not very consistent. Like when I put the Aegis Quad size 2 missile rack into my Super Hornet, I still have to just kind of wing it because those bubbles will not pop up. Other than that, no, I have
Hmm.
not noticed anything new.
The ship specs. I love the ship specs and having an idea of what the. I don't know if it's just they plugged in some XML spreadsheet information into it, or if they've actually, or if those are live stats and that they will change on the fly. But you can actually see the hit points of some of the ships, and you can actually see the shield value, the stock shield value.
Yeah.
So what I'm looking at is of all the ships I have, the Freelancer has the most hit points on armor alone,
Wow.
and that the Saber has an incredible amount of shield points and very, very little armor points. Like Chris said that it would, that it was a, if your shield's gone, then you might want to bail out real quick.
Okay.
But
Yeah, that'll be pretty interesting. I've noticed some inconsistencies on the data, but of course that's to be figured. I mean, everything I've heard is that they're working towards a longer term, like a deeper integration. Like they've been talking about redoing the ship page on the RSI site to be included to basically, I guess, pull from probably the same XML documents or the same databases. So hopefully, obviously, for them to put that front facing on the website, they're going to have to do some house cleaning on the stats in the, so hopefully, and then maybe that'll tie into the eventual physicalization damage model.
And for those who do not know, it has always been said to read the ship description and to never ever look at stats. However,
Right.
I will still make note that it is, I want to say, last I checked, it was 24,000 hit points for a Freelancer, which my Vanguard is 11,000, but it has a better
I
shield.
was going to say my glaive says it's not that high.
Ah, you're funny. All right,
I wonder how
so
much a Connie has.
actually, I was surprised. It's really balanced. I want to say the shield was 15,000, but it was like, don't quote me on this. I want to say it was lower than what I expected for the armor, for the actual ship hull hit points, but the shield itself is really high. So
So I got a question. So now that we can actually see the range on the weapons and the damage and things like that, has that changed your guys' loadouts? Has it changed your tactics?
actually, not in the least.
Not really,
Really?
no.
Wow, I feel like as soon as I saw the difference in range and the difference in the velocities, that just that made it was a hands down choice to switch over from like energy or mixed
Well,
weapons over to hard ammo, at least for
in
Sister Universe.
I think it's too soon to tell.
a dogfight
Sure.
scenario, your effective range is only around from 2,000 to 1,500.
Right.
But if you were sniping, I suppose that you could go for the longest range possible. But you're hoping for the chance that they're going to sit still for 2 seconds while you shoot them constantly.
Which
Well,
that's going to be impossible.
I've noticed that with, and I think that's specifically the Mantis size 3 ballistic gun. Um, I get a range of about 3,000 now in Swarm or any of the Arena Commander modes. Um, and yeah, I mean, sure, it's a little more difficult to hit, but at the same time, that's what the zoom function is for.
Well, yeah, the zoom
Yeah, that's
doesn't
true.
seem as effective as it once was. Probably for me at least. But I've also noticed that sometimes the aiming pips don't take into account the actual range of the weapon. So either that's because the data on what the weapon ranges are is inaccurate, or the targeting system isn't really tied to these new longer range hard ammo weapons that shoot as far out as like 7,000 meters.
See, I'm a
Right.
simple pilot.
The only difference that it makes for me personally is that now for sniping, I'll use my Gatling gun rather than my Omni Skies.
Yep, yep. But the Omnis are still nice as far as they're probably the longest range energy sniping type weapons.
Sure.
I don't know. I'm a simple pilot. My effective range is point blank, so you're pretty much going to have me, and I can basically see the whites of your eyes. So range doesn't matter to me. Big smile on my face.
You're the Spartan with the fly on the shield.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So, my man Zeke, after your recent foray into the deep, dark recesses of bounty hunting, particularly on a certain person in this room, any renewed vigor for that role in the PU, or is it all just for fun, pastime, and maybe just to take pot shots at a certain individual?
It definitely got me more interested than I was ever. But to be honest, I probably won't be doing too much bounty hunting when the PU releases. When the PU releases. For the competition, it was more just for fun. It gave me, in a way, a reason to play, kind of like a in-game mission to follow. And, I really appreciated it. It would have been nice to win the LTI token, but it was all for fun. And bounty
It's
hunting
not a
in
token.
general,
It's a
okay,
beautiful ship.
It is. But yeah, so I mean, bounty hunting, it's out of 10, 10 is the top, 1 the lowest. I'd give it a 2 or a 3.
Wow, really? Well,
Yeah.
I gotta say, man, I had a lot of fun playing the role of Rabbit. It was a great training opportunity. I really enjoyed listening to you and the other bounty hunters, figure out your strategies. It was funny how at first everybody was kind of on their own, and then over the course of time, you guys just started working more together, and I had to roll with it because I didn't really plan on that initially. But yeah, I don't know, man. What was your favorite kill capture?
Wow. So it comes down to 2. That first night where it was basically just me and you, people had issues coming in and whatnot.
Right.
The last fight that we had in Yellow, that was just epic. Even with the lag and everything, I mean, it was just us two going at it for about 10 minutes, and it was dancing in a sense in Yellow.
Yeah.
And that was just beautiful. And then the close second was in the same area when we were in Yellow. When it was all 3 of us and you were in the Constellation. That was awesome. And I mean, it was just spectacular. And then when it ended, this is funny, the rest of you guys, and he knows, his engine flies off of his ship. I'm going straight into it, not even seeing the engine, and the engine just bonks me in the front of my ship and just drops me. I go straight to 0. Luckily, my shields took it, but it was awesome just because it was like, crap, engine! What are we going to do?
I almost got a EMP blast off on him. I want to say he might have been maybe 100 meters out of the range of the EMP before I actually ticked it off. So I almost clipped him with that one, but that was about my most successful attempt. I was having more time fighting the server than anything else because my FPS was just really, really, really horrible.
Yeah.
But anyway, a lot of hunters, they suffered the same fate. Very few guys could actually catch him or get him. So, any thoughts on rules, additions, changes, future iterations of such a contest or training adventure? What would you like to see going forward? Hunt the guy who can't see, like myself?
I mean, the competition was great. I did feel a little lucky. Like I said, I had that first day all to myself, so I got that lead. To be honest, I mean, I understand it's bounty hunting. We got to follow the lore of piracy and whatnot. But maybe, with Ion, set like actual dates that where more people will be able to access it. Possibly wait till when the servers are a little bit above 16, so we can have more people in there at the same time. So it kind of makes it, in a sense, more fair for other people to join, because that was the one thing that I did see a lot was people just going, oh dang, this sucks, I can't even join. It's just like, just make it more fair.
That's the negativity, is that some people can't hop in, and that's the point of the show, is to try and make it positive. So
oh yeah, definitely. But I mean, other than that, everything was great. But yeah, I would give it a little bit more like a heads up, like, hey, Saturday at 7 p.m. I'm logging on, and give people like time to schedule, time to do what they need to do.
Yeah, one of the challenges there was we hit the 4,000 member mark, and it was the worst possible time for me. I just signed up for a winter course, And I'm just now going back into academics, and after being away from college for about 8 years. So, it's holiday time.
Yeah.
I'm having to crank out. Yeah, it was just. I mean, I wanted to put it on. It was a great idea. It was actually Robin's idea, and she was like, "Hey, you should do something special. Do like a bounty hunt thing for the for hitting 4,000." I'm like, "That's brilliant." And so we did. We unmelted one of the ships, and it had LTI on it. And anyways, the thing is, I absolutely agree. I think in the future we'll definitely try to do that. It was just unfortunate, and the thing was too is the patch that we were playing on at the very beginning of the contest
So
was
bad.
completely unstable compared to the end experience. Like when we finished the contest at 4,200 members, the patch was holding stable, and
We were
we
on
able
for
to get
hours.
on and stay on for hours. Anyways.
Yeah, and I think that's like once we get more stable and more competitions pop up, I think we're going to see a lot more people competing. And that was the other part is the PTU was the only stable one, and that made people download another 30 gigs, and a lot of people
Right.
don't want to do that. Whatever excuse you want to fill in there, and
Yep.
once we get more stable, I'm pretty sure we'll see more people to jump on.
All right.
Yeah, well, it's
so,
all good stuff. No matter what we do in the future, the teamwork and group dynamics that arose from the contest, I thought were absolutely fantastic. I
Primo.
definitely want to do it again, and we will. So, yeah.
All right. So, Zeke, just want to get to know you a little bit better. Are you a family man, real world student, professional coach, bodybuilder, rugby player, that kind of thing? What do you like to do in your main time?
Actually, I am a family man. I don't have kids yet, but I got married, I think, a year ago. And I say I think because I'm back with times. I actually work as a IT professional, so I'm a network technician in an enterprise network. So I got the inside look on a bunch of stuff, and makes me giddy whenever they hit the network stuff on their 10 for the Chairman and all the different videos they do.
Nice.
But the wife is very understanding. She knows that I game a lot, but I also give her enough time. But she's an early sleeper, so I get about 4 hours every night of gaming on my end. So I'm excited for Star Citizen to come out.
Yeah,
So just to clarify, when you said you think you got married a year ago, you were referring to the timeline, not the fact that you got married.
Right. No, I know I'm married.
I think I got married.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, at this point, I know I'm married. But yeah,
Las
timeline-wise.
Just remember,
Did
you
we
need
marry?
to put your anniversary up there with importance with live streams. You can't miss your anniversary.
Oh, it's saved on my phone. Don't worry.
Dear Lord, don't lose your phone, man. Don't lose your phone.
Yeah, it'd be death of me, literally.
But yeah, I'm a former holder of a CCNA myself, so kudos to the networking.
Very nice. Cheers.
Oh yeah. Well, guys, I guess we're getting close to the end of the show. So if you're ready, we can go ahead and kick off the 5 for the player. You ready?
Yeah, let's do this.
All right, 5 rapid fire questions. Here they come. Keyboard and mouse or HOTAS?
Both, but I do HOTAS and mouse. Or throttle and mouse.
Home mouse. There you go. Favorite flyable ship?
Warden.
Favorite future ship?
Ooh, Herald.
Ballistic or energy weapons? Maybe something special?
Actually, I like energy. I don't like to reload.
Craziest thing you want to pull off after the game launch?
I want to fly between systems if that is possible at least once.
Right. Well, wonderful epic answers, man. Thank you for coming on to the show and talking with us. I think this is going to be a wrap-up.
Hey, not a problem. Thanks for having me, guys. This was fun. Definitely fun.
Hey, absolutely,
hey,
man. It's a pleasure.
Thanks so much for joining.
Have me back anytime.
Well, to all of our listeners, new and old alike, thanks for spending your listening time with us. If you liked our show, be sure to like and subscribe. We do our best. Feedback is always appreciated.
And don't forget, if you liked your outro music today, just be sure to check in with us sometime. I'll be happy to distribute the music if you should like to. It's completely free, and give it a whirl.
That's right. The SoundCloud link for that is it's up on our YouTube notes whenever you check it out. So, anyways, great stuff. Give it a spin.
Thanks, everyone. We will see you next week.
Godric, if you're ready, let's drop that funky outro beat in 3, 2, 1, and table flip.
We have a 138 in progress.
this is a dangerous groups that we're dealing with now.
And we're off there.